Yo, super excited. We're at the wrap shop today. The Bitcoin Supra is going from render to reality. I didn't script that, I just came up with that. And so we're at Illusions and it's in process. So we're gonna get some cool footage and just check out how everything's going. And I'm just super stoked to see the progress so far.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Hey Brian.
I was just getting my high score on this Pac-Man.
Yeah, so we're here at Illusions Wraps. Brian, take us away.
Cool. Yeah. Well, this is our lobby and all the video games that we've kind of collected over the years, I guess. So, we like to be kind of open and up front, and we have a menu board up front so people can kind of see what you can get and how much prices start at. And this is all material, like if you want to change your color of your car, not like what we're doing with yours. We're doing a complete full-on graphic wrap for you.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll kind of show you guys where that starts. So, well, I guess it starts with design, but the printing aspect of it is
That's right.
So, this is our production room, and we've got 3 large format printers. This is everything that we do is pretty much printed on here. This is the printer that actually you got to use. So,
what kind of printer is it?
They're all HPs. It's a latex ink, so it's good for the environment. Water-based, comes off dry. So, I mean, pretty much like this one right here, right now, you can touch and it won't smear or any of that kind of stuff, which is cool. A lot of printers are solvent-based, and there's an outgassing process. Us doing vehicle wraps, we don't have time for that. You got to wait like 24 hours for outgassing.
Yeah.
These off the printer, then we go to this machine right here, laminates it, and then goes directly on the car after that. But it's gotten way much easier. But these printers are a lot like household printers. They have little print heads that pop in and out, and this one itself has really large ink capacity. So these are all cartridges down here full of ink. So the designers here decided to call me the Wrap Father. So we have a picture up here with me in a velour jumpsuit.
Your normal dress attire.
I normally dress like that, but today I was like, let me tone it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Keeping it professional.
Yeah, we'll keep it professional today.
Sweet.
So now they call me the Wrap Father. It's now self-proclaimed. My self-proclaimed is I'm the wrap guru, or the design guru.
Okay.
So I like to, if you get an email from me, it usually says design guru on it. I don't like to be called the owner.
Yeah.
I made my wife the manager, that way when anybody's pissed
That's genius.
or if anybody's mad, they call her.
Alexa's also
Yep.
the manager.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Men need to be managed anyways. But yeah, now we can take y'all to the back and show you where the other half of the magic happens. So over here we have the beginning stages of wrapping of the official Bitcoin gridlife VoskCoin car.
I'm super stoked. So
Yep.
the Bitcoin Supra. You're the designer of the Bitcoin Supra. Man, they said this is too ill. They're coming to get us.
It's illegal.
Yeah, this is it really legal?
No, it's not illegal. We're good. We're good.
So my initial impressions is this is sick. I love it. I love just all the color combination, the orange into gray tones. I know this car's got a hood vent on it, which is, I think they look cool, but above all they allow heat to escape, and then also when you're on track driving they give you additional downforce. And the way that I think you pretty much seamlessly like just kind of wove it in there, which looks really good. It looks it looks cohesive. I think the coolest thing you did here is just the way that you, like the background elements is just, so exciting, and just, it's a lot of detail.
Yeah, when you can see it up close, you get to really kind of see the depth of everything. And I mean, that's one thing I always try to do, is I always try to make things pop, cohesive, make sense. It's like chaos, but like organized chaos.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, controlled chaos. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
No, it looks really cool. I'm stoked to see this come together. And
yeah, this one was fun. We got lots of little, you know, Easter eggs and stuff in here. So
yeah, you want to tell us about some of the Easter eggs?
Well,
you're the mad scientist here.
So we got the VoskCoin logo here. We got the wolf head here. We got, of course, the miners. We've got a modified Bitcoin orange, which they call it beer for some reason. So I guess it could be almost a beer color. So we are going to get rid of the BMW logo up front and make it all black, and then we're going to do the VoskCoin head in chrome as well. So that'll be pretty cool. So that'll be one of the little hidden things. But I think like most of our wraps, if you just kind of walk around them, you can see different things inside of them that you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah, and this is all still in progress. There's some elements we're gonna add on top, like our door card with our number. Also, this is like entirely made possible in partnership with BlockFi, and all the BlockFi elements are gonna be added as well. You know, we're fortunate to just work with BlockFi on a project like this that just help us do, you know, crazy stuff. And you know, your crazy designs with Brian.
I just think it's extremely modern. You know what I mean? Like even Brian's Camaro that we did, I think that's still even more of a classic style design.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This one is even, you know, Ben's car, the Civic.
The Gears and Gasoline
Civic is a little bit more modern, but still kind of like something that you've kind of seen before, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like this is something that like we haven't really seen.
It's in your face.
It's in your face. You know what I mean?
It's the Fast and Furious quote. I'm in your face.
I'm in your face.
But
how many times do you have to shift in this thing?
no, but so one of the cool things in the design process with a car like this is trying to like personify, or just not even personify, maybe is the best word, but like put speed into the design. And basically what you did was kind of like a lightning bolt style design.
Almost, yeah.
Which is really cool because that ties in. And actually Chris at BlockFi was the one who pointed this out. And Chris was like, dude, that's the Lightning Network. And I was like, oh my God, you're right, that is the Lightning Network. And the Lightning Network for Bitcoin is, it's basically a solution for Bitcoin to scale faster, cheap, or you know, nearly free transactions. So that's kind of like another cool little like subtle nudge with the design, is it has Lightning kind of woven into it, like the Bitcoin Lightning Network.
Right. The
miners are obviously Bitcoin miners. You know, they're ASIC miners. All they do is mine Bitcoin. And then, you know, we have the motherboard circuit components, which, you know, that can go into a lot of things. Obviously, Bitcoin's ran on computers. It was originally CPU mined. And if you look at the VoskCoin emblem that's kind of woven into the background, that's really like an Intel socket. And so that's kind of just like the CPU of this whole motherboard here. And which is really cool because it used to be one CPU, one vote. And that was how the blockchain for Bitcoin was originated. That's the whole longest chain, rules the chain, all that, you know, technical stuff you can read about in the original Bitcoin white paper. But you can even take it a step further. That circuitry is also in line with hash boards of the miners. I mean, this wrap is as Bitcoin as it gets, you know.
Right, yeah. While I was designing it, I watched a lot of your videos. So, and I liked you. I give it a like and subscribe.
Didn't you say, man, you're pretty annoying.
No, I would never say that. No, it's good.
No,
I like your videos.
I'm just kidding.
Good. So, but yeah, I mean, like, I definitely like to watch, kind of get to know, like, I felt like I knew you before and actually personally met, you know what I mean, just from watching the videos. But it gave me an idea of, like, what direction to take it into. And even, like, you're talking about the lightning bolt, for me, what that kind of means is, like, one of the first videos I watched that you did, that I personally watched, was about just kind of hooking up and doing power sources and everything for it. You know? And that kind of set me off, because that's kind of like the power source to it. And so I kind of put everything that I kind of learned, and I actually learned a lot from your videos and just talking to you about mining and Bitcoin and the whole process, which is cool. So that's kind of cool part for me, is I get to learn about everybody's business that I do something for.
Yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, you know, so gas and oil, it's like the lifeblood here, but then when you deal with crypto and electronics, it's electricity, it's internet, and so that's kind of, you know, all woven in there. But yeah, let's step into your office and kind of really dive into the design. And you know, a lot of people think vinyl wrap's real easy, like you just kind of go online and you know, just grab a PNG off of sick vinyl wrap right through Google.
Which we definitely don't use PNGs. So.
Yeah, how dare you use a PNG?
No PNGs.
JPEGs only, just kidding, that's even worse.
So like I'm at an AA meeting. Hi, I'm Brian and I designed the Bitcoin Supra wrap.
Hi, Brian.
So I'm Brian with Illusion Wraps. This is my son, Donovan. And he came to me, like a week or so ago and asked me about mining Bitcoin or mining coin in general. And how old are you?
8.
8 years old.
Donovan, that's pretty cool, man.
So yeah, we're back here and we're talking about the design process. So I'm actually going to kind of start you off from I think we started with an email. I got an email one day and I was like, you know, talking about VoskCoin, and I was like, who's this VoskCoin guy? You know what I mean? And then,
Who's this dweeb?
You know, said that you had seen us on Gears and Gasoline, so we've done some Gears and Gasoline stuff, and I really like to meet people in person before I start the process, but being that you got kind of a personality on YouTube, it was kind of easy to get to know you through that. But you know, Drew had sent me multiple renderings of vehicles that he liked, and then some that some other designers had kind of laid out and kind of got him in a direction that he was kind of happy with. You know, the first thing that caught my eye was this Subaru right here. Just the design. It's a very modern design, and I actually just got done doing a wide body Kia Soul, and we wrapped it in a similar fashion of this, so I was kind of already in the mindset of that style. And then sent me this rendering of a 86 Bitcoin 86 and Bitcoin Supra, and of course the Fast and Furious Supra on a 2020, which I actually replicated when the Supras had first came out, which was pretty cool. So I was like, man, this guy's kind of like right up my alley. He's, you know, into some cool like tech stuff and cool graphics and likes Fast and the Furious and, you know, likes Supras. So I was like, you know, I could definitely, I think I was pretty confident when we talked to each other about being, hey, I know I can make you happy, you know what I mean? So
now it's like, did we just become best friends?
yeah, I know, right?
It's like, wait, you get me?
Yes,
No one ever understood.
I got you. So
it's hard to translate, and it's really like eye-opening how many. It's just finding basically a car guy that's also a nerd. It's a little bit harder than you think.
It
you know, it's you can call up your tuner, but does he design vinyl wraps?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean you're absolutely right, and I think I was a good fit for you because I personally love JDM vehicles. I love the ideal of cryptocurrency and everything that you're doing and the design, and I think the three of them meshed well together. But you know, so I kind of looked at your designs that you had here, and we knew that, like, you know, the things that I needed to know that we needed to have was the Bitcoin B, the blockfi. You weren't too worried about really having VoskCoin in there. I think I pushed that more than you probably did. And then I kind of just looked at what you had sent, because you apparently sent these and liked something of those. So I kind of took the aspect of all three of these designs and kind of meshed them together in my own way. You know, so very linear design. I kind of really just started off drawing all these shapes and lines and just trying to get a flow for the vehicle. The vehicle is, it already looks fast without anything on it, but I always feel that if you're going to put graphics on a car, it needs to look like it's going 150 miles an hour sitting still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I didn't send this one to you, but so like the Bitcoin community was super proud of this.
okay.
And
I mean, you know, it's lame.
I was just like, man.
I mean, it's cool that it's on that car, but it's not like.
That's about where it ends. It's like,
I feel like
you guys purple polka dotted a car and then put the Bitcoin on it, and the Bitcoin community was stoked about this, and I was just like, man, we gotta slaughter that.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna like set the Bitcoin community on.
Yeah.
This. And that's kind of like what I strive for too, is to kind of make something that is almost timeless to an extent.
Yeah.
Like the Valvoline wrap I did on Ben's Civic is, out of when all the Valvoline wraps are together, they say that like his gets the most attention.
Yeah.
We're talking like Civic versus
way cooler cars.
Yeah.
The inspiration for our original design was Rockstar's Supra drift car, and we could not get that to translate with like this color combo. This is when we tried to translate it onto the Supra, and it just like the Supra's so long, it just didn't flow. But like the way the lines like all terminated, because the 86 has a normal hood.
Right.
I think it looks sick on there.
So that was definitely like a challenge for this car, is the fact that the way the body is, you know, and even the last Supra that I designed that had the hexagon Supra that we did was difficult just because of the way the hood rolls over the fender. So
and then kind of the next step, which is like the blockfi's designer did the Bitcoin tear. But yeah, so we were having trouble getting that design to translate on to, it just didn't look good on the Supra. And then, we started to look at other ways to kind of look out, get a design to translate onto the Supra. And BlockFi's designer created them. I was like, let's go techie, let's go motherboard. And then they came up with that styling, and I thought it was pretty cool, but we struggled to translate it to the rest of the vehicle, because I don't want the Supra to be black from the rear. And I don't personally like the kind of paper tear design. You've got black, gray, then you have white tear, then you have orange, then you have just a white Bitcoin.
It's a very generic tear for sure.
And like my takeaway is, I want the car to be a dark theme with orange. And when you look at it, you say, that car is orange. Any angle you look at the car, it's orange.
It's gonna be orange.
Because orange for Bitcoin, orange, and a little bit of like a Fast and Furious, like, subtle nod and like tribute. But also orange is in the stock color on the Supra, and it was just like, imperative to, like, if we're gonna do this, blow it wide open, make it unique, top to bottom.
Yeah, and like, the way that, I took all this stuff, because that's one thing, like if you look at these as a wrap designer, and I've been designing wraps for, I think my first wrap was in 2008 or 2009, like the first one that actually like wrapped. So
how many cars do you think you've wrapped?
At least over 1,000. At least over 1,000.
4-digit club.
Yeah, I mean, we've been open for 7 years, and we average like 6 or 7 a week, full wraps. You know what I mean? So
adds up.
But like, I design things in the sense of how is the material going to lay on the vehicle. The Supra has really big, sexy hips. You know what I mean? So like, it's like for a wrap designer, it's like scary. You know what I mean? Like, what can I put there that's not gonna
just become totally distorted,
get crazy? Because I mean, these guys have to lay the material down in a certain way to not overstretch it or zigzag lines or whatever. You know what I mean? And so the way I kind of like started was here. I just kind of went through and had that kind of like lightning bolt style design, but I stayed away from the body lines. I kind of created my motion, what worked from the fender back up, and tried to stay away from anywhere where it would like meet up, or I would have to like cheat. You know what I mean? In the sense of cheating, I mean like we try to wrap everything seamlessly, so there's no seams or anything in it, so it looks like a paint job as close as possible. And some, like the design here on this one where the B is really up front, it looks cool, but in reality I'd have to put that B on completely separate than that, you know what I mean? And you know, it's got a drop shadow on here to kind of pop it off. It would have never worked. It just wouldn't have been as pretty as what it's going to turn out to be.
And so what did you do with the Bitcoin B?
The Bitcoin B, I actually took it in and you know, we had a super dark background. This is in Photoshop now. We had a super dark background, and then I like to kind of take things, once I'm in Illustrator, I like to pull it into Photoshop and then like take it to the next level, is what I like to call it. So I just got like a really cool bevel on here, which just makes it pop off. And then drop shadows. I think drop shadows are a huge part of making things really bounce off the background. So, but just like any kind of art, you need to have, you know, a nice background, foreground, midground, all that, and everything needs to be cohesive. That was, I think, the hardest part for me, is once I got all the pieces in here, I started changing things up, because I'm pretty sure if I go back to Illustrator, my files weren't nearly as colorful. This is like kind of like my background pictures, and then once I get in here, I start changing colors and, you know, adding strokes and drop shadows and just trying to make sure that like it's even, because like I remember this part right here wasn't orange and I think it was gray, but like I just needed a touch of orange there. You know, we get really kind of in depth in it, and it kind of evolves as we go. You know, we the circuit board back here, we went through and made a really big piece and, you know, tiled it all and used the actual VoskCoin wolf in there. But yeah, so I mean, you know, throwing all that stuff together and then kind of going back and forth. And so from talking to Drew on the phone, watching his videos, kind of sending everything out, and then I get like real giddy. I'm like, oh, and then I get like kind of nervous. I'm like, oh, are they gonna like it? You know what I mean? Because I try to design everything to the way that I would like it, and if you don't like it and I like it, then that's fine. I just redo it till you like it. But 9 times out of 10, if I like it, the client normally likes it. So when I sent it to you, I was very antsy, and you know, we actually have like a system that tells me how many times you viewed it and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm trying to look at it. So
how many times did I view it? The first one was
the first one was 15 times.
First one was also accidentally improved.
Yeah.
I was like, Brian, don't print that.
So this was our first proof that we had sent out to you.
It's not far off.
It's not far off. So I feel like we did pretty good.
Yeah.
And you viewed that 15 times, so there was a
That's funny.
A little crazy.
Hey, but a couple people, I sent a link to a few people, so a couple of those are not views other than me.
Good. But it kind of gives me an idea though, because like if you view it like once, you either downloaded it, screenshot it.
I did download them all too.
Okay, yeah. So, but when I see 15 times, I'm like, okay, well they like it, because there's no reason to go back. If you don't like it, you're like, I don't want to look at that again.
That's true. The renders that came through we didn't like. I'm like, Alex, I'm getting pissed off. You know, I've been designing this piece of crap for 6 months.
Right.
and each iteration it seems to get worse.
And I think this was the second one, so you can kind of see like I did kind of added some stuff, and I evolve as we go too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think from here on out, it was really just minor, like make this darker, almost final. This is pretty much where you're like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
You know
We got something good going.
And then you changed stuff on me last minute.
Got
them. But we changed some colors and whatnot, just because we didn't want to go with the true Bitcoin orange. You wanted a little bit darker, so we kind of darkened things up and whatnot. So this was like the last final rendition.
And yeah, because I think like the hard thing like that I really struggled with, and I think you really like brought like the heavy lifting there, is when you look at the design, like obviously the star is supposed to be Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin Supra.
Right.
But, you know, BlockFi's the co-star, right? You know, we're working with them to make this all possible. So how do we integrate BlockFi without detracting from Bitcoin? You know,
Right.
like where it's like an addition.
Yep.
But then like you have those two components, and then you're going to end up with basically like what car guys call like roll call, where you just have all these decals down the front side of the fenders. And that's because when you run different races and you have different sponsors and leagues and whatever, they say, hey, you got to run Yokohama, you've got to run Haggerty, you've got to run SCCA, gridlife, whatever, you know, they want there. And so normally
they're the ones paying to make it happen.
yeah, because the sponsors of amateur races bring the entry cost down. And so it is important to, you know, they're like, hey, put this on. You're like, okay. You know, and then we also have a door card. And the door card is, some different series have them. Basically, it's your number, it's the series. And so we have our ill door card right here. It's a placeholder. What we're actually going to be printing is, Brian's going to design a custom gridlife card, which is the main series we're going to be running with the Supra. So gridlife is like a grassroots amateur racing league, which is super cool. And they kind of set the bar, raise the bar on that front. And so this car is built for street GT, which is, you know, really what we're excited to debut it there. And then outside of being on track, it's just going to be, you know, fun backdrop for our VoskCoin videos. We're going to take it to some crypto conferences and things like that. But, you know, it's a true track car built for the track. Brian, when you got the design and you were going through it and designing it, what was the most challenging thing with this design?
I mean, I think the most challenging thing to this design was the depth for me. Just making sure that what we needed in the foreground was up and what was in the background was back. And we did that with the color. You know, ultimately, I had a lot of fun with this design. So whenever I have fun with a design, it's not really challenging at that point. You know what I mean? So it came pretty natural for the most part, everything.
So then if you look at the whole design, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part of the design is this line and probably this line.
Hey, you know, if you're feeling
Which
it.
is what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just like, even you've seen my car before, right? And
yeah.
I have like little.
It's like those blocky, like powerful, like speed lines.
Like it's broken up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's probably like my favorite part. But I think overall, I love it all.
Yeah.
I love it all. It's just different, and I think that's what I like about it. But I think those two little lines are probably like my favorite, and then I really like the way that this one points off, which I think is probably like. Most people would be like, oh, well, you want something even more than just a little line, but that's all that I need.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, you know what I mean?
Sometimes less is more.
And those are probably two lines that like most people will look right past, but it's really kind of a big part of the design.
Yeah.
If you took it out, it would look different. And I actually got that, you know, that inspiration had come from this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of what I did. I kind of like, you know, I really liked that line, and then these little thin lines that they had on that, which this one had a couple thin lines too. I like the B position on this one. I really liked the way that this piece had come up. This one has the little lines in it too.
Yeah, it like accentuates like the car's flow.
I like the circuit board, but it was like done wrong. When we first talked too, I liked the shred, but I wanted to shred it out my own way. Mm-hmm. And I think
I said I didn't want the shred.
You said you didn't want the shred, and I did it anyways. So, yeah, there it is. I did it anyways.
I mean, the shred looks cool that way.
Yeah, my shreds were cooler.
It looks like almost like a claw mark.
Yeah, like Monster got me.
Yeah, so this is what you didn't see because I never showed it to you. Was my shreddy version.
Man, you rugged me. I didn't even get a choice.
You didn't. Yeah, I didn't give you a choice. Well, you know why?
Two options are one too many.
The reason why is because I did this for myself. Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, that's what I originally thought would be cool. And then you're like, I'm not really down with the shreds. So I was like, okay.
Fine.
But I did it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think through a design process, especially stuff like this, I do like a lot of times people will just get like one design like you did, but like I went through a whole like process of elimination, and that's even what I tell my designers. I'm like, just move stuff around until it looks good.
Yeah.
If you know what looks good, you can move it around until it looks good. It just takes some people longer than other people to get it in that position.
That's why design's so expensive. People don't realize the behind the scenes.
I probably spend more time on my designs than the rappers do installing it. But when you get up close to it and you see it, you can see why.
Yeah, you appreciate it.
That, and it just, stuff like this slows down my computer. I don't think they make them fast enough.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen a computer fast enough for me yet.
Let's go. They got new chips coming out. They're trying.
They're trying. And honestly, I'll say that I don't think it's the computer. I think it's the software.
Yeah.
I think it's Photoshop and Illustrator that hasn't really picked. But then again, like, not very many people design at the scale that we design at.
Yeah. We use Premiere for our editing, and it's just hurdle after hurdle, crash after crash.
What I'm dealing with is just like Photoshop is like, no, you can't go that big, because that's that's the biggest thing. It's like, as big as this file is, just to be able to like zoom in and out
lag.
Is even these are laggy. I beach ball all the time, and I sit here and like double stroke with drumsticks all day long while it's beach balling. So. Thanks for choosing Illusion Wraps, where we have quality-driven wraps.
That's a thumbs up. We got a subliminal messaging. Give them the thumbs up. 5 years as a concept, working with BlockFi for over 2 years, and been working on this Bitcoin Supra design since 2021 specifically. Seeing this go from rendered to reality is just so exciting, regardless of market conditions or this or that or whatever. I'm just super thankful to have this opportunity to merge my hobbies and just, try to be having fun and try to grow cryptocurrency as a sector in a unique way. And I'm not going to complain about having a sick whip along the way too.